If people could just see you burping in the studio, you wouldn't be the cute little girl anymore.
I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, I knew I had to burp. I was trying to see, would it go away or was it just going to pop out? And sometimes, like they do that little like slide out where it's like just the air. You do them all the time. You just go, and it just like this air goes, right? I'm like, is it going to do that or is it going to do like a pop? Well, it popped. Okay.
I wish I could have had it recorded.
Yeah. Oh, well. I was thinking yesterday when I took, was it today? No, it was today when I took Mom to therapy. Becca's sitting in the back. She goes, I got to poop. I'm like, go inside. There's walk in to the left, bathrooms, solve that issue. She goes, yeah, but it could be just a fart. I said, well, you can get out the car. Try that little blow and see if it will do. But if you end up pooping, you're going to get the surprise, not me, because I ain't going to have it in my car. She gets out, goes inside. She goes walking out right after Mom. She puts her thumbs up and she goes, she gets in the car. I go, you pooped? She goes, yep. I said, was it good? She goes, no. And this is where she pulled her daddy. She goes, no. Someone went and rattled the door then like they were going to come in and I had to pinch it off. I'm like, Becca, just... stop. It's like, I don't need to hear that from my daughter. You know what I mean? It's like...
Can I be honest with you? There are some things guys don't want to hear from females. I'm serious. It's so true. I mean, what are you giving me?
Well, my brother Bill sent that to me yesterday.
Okay.
Just click the meme thingy, the reel. Just click it.
I don't want to click the reel because your brother Bill sent some nasty stuff.
No, it's funny.
All right. Me and my sister running from a serial killer, but get caught because one of us farted out of fear. That's too funny.
Read my message.
Unbelievable. I mean, it would be you. I don't fart, I toot. Okay. That's too funny. Anyways.
No, you got to read the rest of it. It's really funny.
Okay, I would captivate the killer with my awesome scent. Okay. All right. This is what I live with.
It would be awesome, though. I am one of those that if I fart, it brings everybody to attention. It's like a Rella.
Okay, now this is part of the podcast this week, right?
No.
Yeah, I it's been on record the whole time.
I thought you were doing your mic check. You always tell me talk, so I'm talking.
Right. I skipped the mic check this week.
Oops.
There goes everybody's image of you. All right.
Ouch.
Okay, settle down. All right, can we talk about trucking?
Sure.
All right. So, everybody out there that's canceling listening to us right now, all because we got a woman that farts on the show. I mean, but you've never farted on the show, so.
No, I never did.
So.
No, that I haven't.
Anyways, look, it's just natural stuff. Anyways, can we move on? Moving on to the show.
Moving on.
All right. So radio check, we're good. Mic check. All right. Okay. Now okay, there you go. All right. So what the heck are we even talking about today? We were talking about trucker women. So a couple things actually this week in trucking. I wanted to do a did you know?
Did you know?
No. Seriously, did you know? And what I wanted to do a did you know of, a lot of people that mess up on the road. Let's say you see somebody that's all over the road, he's DUI. Now, instead, besides calling cops, you can call the DOT or you can report like say you see a company that, for example, is forcing you to run over on your logs, right? Or, any kind of concern. It could be about even a bus driver, right? Substance abuse, an ELD provider, something. You can report these things. Like I said, a carrier that's running you illegal, maybe somebody that's wanting you to run over on your hours, or maybe want you to run overweight. All this stuff, you actually can report it. And I wanted to give everybody the reporting address. If you go online to the FMCSA.gov, FMCSA.dot.gov, and you click on submit a complaint. A lot of people don't know about this. There's a section for this, right? And then so it'll bring you to a different screen, and it'll say, do you want to report on a consumer, a driver, or an industry professional, right? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And the reason, I'll tell you what brought this up. I was talking to a company, right? And he was telling me how bad it is out there with companies talking to companies. And he was telling me about this trucking company. Excuse me. He was talking to this trucking company, right? That they were trying to get a verification from. And a lot of truck drivers get screwed by their past trucking companies.
A lot of them, yeah.
Right. Like for example, let's say you're quitting a company, right? And you go to another company, and let's say you were at this company 2-3 years, and it's usually a company that's small, family owned, that don't think they have to play by the rules.
Right.
So this company, it's a fairly big company. He was telling me about this incident where this guy, he got on the phone with this guy that owned a small company, and he said, I need the reference for this driver. He gave you 3 years of his life. And this guy said, F you. You're never going to get a reference off me. Go F yourself, right?
Ooh.
So this guy that's a director, he goes, okay. He goes to the FMCSA site.
Mm-hmm.
And he reports this company for, failing to provide a DOT verification because they have to. It's by law.
Right. It is.
So DOT, he said, and this guy said, I've done this several times. He said, you wouldn't believe how fast DOT is going to call you. And you have to have specifics, details of what you want to report. You can't just report and say, I have a hunch, this company's this. You got to have details.
Right.
Okay.
Notes, take notes, times, dates.
Right. So he goes and he gives the details of this company. Right. And next thing you know, the next day DOT calls him back and he says, Mr. Blah Blah over at this small trucking company is going to give you your reference. Right. So he picked up the phone and the guy said, I told you before, go F yourself. I ain't doing nothing for you. F you. Mm-hmm. He said, so I picked up the phone since now I had the DOT number of the guy that I'm working with now. And he said, I called him and told him what Mr. Blah Blah said. Mm-hmm. He said, about an hour later, DOT called me back and said, Mr. Blah Blah is now going to cooperate 100% with you. Call me back if it doesn't happen immediately. He said within like 2 minutes of that phone call, the reference came over, from the guy. Mm-hmm. And of course, DOT probably threatened him with a fine and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So if you're a small company and you don't think you have to comply with the rules, guess what? I encourage everybody to go on the FMCSA.dot.gov site and file a complaint against any company that's doing this. But guys, like I said, you can report another driver if he's like, doing drugs at a truck stop, whatever the case is, a company that's forcing you to run over illegal. This is where you make your complaints, literally. And so have the details ready, okay, of whatever you're going to be reporting, and they will call you normally within 24 hours. So this isn't like I just put in a complaint and then I never hear anything, right? Mm-hmm. This is, I put in a complaint and action happens real fast. DOT don't piss around with this stuff. So I made a few notes on the things that you can do. Let's see, a driver can file a complaint on something that he sees on the road, any violations, DOT violations, all this stuff, and be prepared. Be prepared to have them. And I don't think that they're going to take your name and tell the company who reported them, but they're going to need the details.
Well, that's the way they are going to be able to do their job properly. I mean, if you're making an honest complaint about them, they want to be able to go to the person that the complaint's about and say, listen, we have this as documented information that is being put against you. And if you know, they're not going to go to someone with hearsay. They
Right.
need to have something that's legit. Like I said, make notes of the dates, of the times. If you have, you know, if you can make a copy of pictures of you know, like if you're complaining about the equipment and you're like, I don't want to run illegal, but this is what's going on. This is rusted. This is this. This is that. I'm going to get fined. Take pictures of the equipment that they're trying to make you run with, of as much details as possible. The log, when you say I'm out of hours and you take a picture of your log and then all of a sudden, boom, I've got hours again, you know?
But the one thing I want to stress on more than anything, drivers, if you're working for One Truck Chuck, you're working for a small company or one of these oil field companies, okay? If you're working for one of those guys, or you're working for one of these small foreign companies, or a small American company that refuses to give your driver reference, it makes you look like a ghost. If the company says, hey, we're not getting anywhere with your reference, there's nothing wrong with you picking up the phone yourself. Call this, or go online rather, FMCSA.dot.gov, file this complaint about the company, and DOT is now going to call you, and you can let them know, my new employer that wants to hire me can't get this reference that these people that I worked for the last 2-3 years are refusing to give. In fact, like that small company told this trucking company, he said to the trucking company, I don't have time for that bullshit. It's like, you don't have time to run your company, so you were willing to let this driver work for you for 2-3 years. He gave you his life, running loads, working his tail off for you, and because he's leaving you, you're going to take it personal like a little girl, and now you're going to try to punish him and hold him captive by not giving a reference. Well, guess what? Drivers, follow my instructions, FMCSA.dot.gov. Go there, report it, and watch how fast the action happens. I'm telling you, this is cool.
Very good advice.
Yes. Moving on.
Moving on.
Want to take a break?
Sure.
If you're a driver looking for a new trucking job, check out NCI. NCI offers the following: new Kenworth T680s, competitive wages, solo, team, and students welcome, plus a full benefit package for you and your family. Check them out today at 888-311-7076. That's 888-7076. And tell them Talk CDL sent you. For over 20 years, Sumar Financial has been a trusted partner for owner-operators and small carriers, providing fast, flexible, and transparent freight factoring solutions that keep businesses rolling. Here's why truckers choose Sumar. Number 1, same-day payments. Number 2, if a broker doesn't pay, Sumar takes the loss. Zero risk for you. Number 3, no reserve plan. Get all your money up front with no hidden final payouts. Number 4, no long-term commitment. Try Sumar with no minimum volume requirements or long-term contracts. Number 5, fuel card program with top savings. The best network in the country, flexible payment methods, and IFTA support. With fast, hassle-free payments, technology-driven solutions, dedicated account executives, no surprises, no hidden fees. Trust Sumar Financial to get your invoices paid today. And when we say paid today, we mean paid today. For more information and to learn about Sumar, go to landings.sumar.com/talkcdl. That's landings.summar.com/talkcdl. All right, I'm back. So here's what I've got. I've got a message for the Ice Pick Bandit.
Ooh, okay.
I know he listens to us.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, seriously, he probably does. I mean, sincerely. And here's my message to him: you're famous now. Now listen to this, Ruth Ann.
Mm-hmm.
You're too far into this ice pick bandit. The only way he can reach his full glory, honestly, is to be caught so everybody knows who he is. Seriously, he knows right now he's got over 1,000 tires credited to his ice pick.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Since June of 2023, the ice pick bandit has been terrorizing trucking companies and owner-operators and company drivers, flattening their tires. Okay, now he knows he's famous. They're reading about him. His picture's even up there. Nobody can identify him. This guy knows he's famous, and he's thriving on it. Okay, he's famous now. And the only thing for his fame to put him in history, to make him a full legend, he has to get caught. Seriously, if he doesn't get caught and we don't learn his identity and he doesn't go to prison to where, you know how women like want to marry the prisoner and all this other stupid crap. If he doesn't get caught, he doesn't reach full fame.
That's true.
Right. So he has to get caught. And you see, he's addicted to this. He loves this. He thrives on flattening trucker tires. He does. And you see, eventually, just like the Unabomber, that guy got caught pretty much intentionally in a sense. He really did. He never had to come out of hiding. BTK, he couldn't stand it. He was done 15 years, right? The BTK killer in Kansas. He came out and started taunting them again because he missed the fame. So my message to the ice truck or the ice pick bandit, dude, you got to get caught. It's now time. It's time to culminate, baby. It's time for the big climax. It's time for us to glorify your name in front of the world, in front of the United States, to show them that you were the mastermind. You were the genius. You're the man, baby. You've been doing it right. And you know what? Come on, baby. Do a couple tires, and then even if you have to figure out a way to get caught, you got to do it. You got to get caught. We got to glorify you. What do you think, Ruth Ann?
One, you got to tell us why. You know, why are you doing it? You have too many questions going out there. You need to settle the argument.
Yeah, motive. We definitely need the motive. 100%.
And I got that when you were saying, I heard the fumble. When you said the ice truck, and then you go, ice pick. I got that fumble. I got that. Dexter.
Ice truck. Yeah, like on Dexter. The ice truck killer.
Yeah.
No, he's the ice pick bandit. Listen, this ice pick bandit, I don't think you realize it. I think you have fans even.
I think he does.
Your fans want to know, man.
Right.
It's time to take the mask off, ice pick bandit. I'm serious. Dude, you really are. You're famous right now, but at the same time, you're not full superhero status yet.
No, you got to hit that. You got to hit that legend.
Okay, so nobody was able to catch you. That's even a better thing. It's even more glorifying if you somehow turn yourself in, dude. Imagine that. You'll be like, I'm the guy nobody could get caught, and I'm also the guy that flattened 1,000 tires. And we'll all be like, yeah, there's the ice pick bandit. Give me your signature. Yeah, oh, man. So, dude, come out. Come out and let us lift you up. Let us put your name forever on a wall that says Ice Pick Bandit. In 100 years from now, they'll be talking about the Ice Pick Bandit. Ruth Ann, I think this could happen.
Yeah, we could have his pick in a frame.
Oh my gosh, that's a good idea, like in a glass case. We could even bronze it. Ice Pick Bandit, please, man, for us, do it. Can you please turn yourself in? And no matter what happens to you, right? You're going to be famous, dude. But you're not famous yet. You're only famous in the shadows. Do you want to be glorified? Do you want your name to be uplifted? Turn yourself in, dude. Flatten. You know what? I got an even better idea. Go to the biggest police station you know and flatten all the cop car tires and then turn yourself in. Honestly, that could be like the icing on the fame cake, Ruth Ann.
And then think of it this way. It would be like a na-na-na-na-na.
Exactly.
Right in their face.
Nobody could catch me. I had to catch myself.
Yep.
Because I am Ice Pick Bandito. Huh?
Add a little Spanish flair there to him.
Exactly, man. That'd be so cool. And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for this guy to come out and just literally turn himself in so we can all go, wow, that dude's so cool. Yeah. Ice pick, ice pick, ice pick, ice pick, IP, IP, IP. Imagine that. Huh? Wow. Turn yourself in, Ice Pick. Turn yourself in. Your fans are waiting. Your name will be in lights. Anyways, that's my little message to Mr. Pick.
Moving on.
El Pico. Huh? Super Pick. The Ice Pick Bendito. I like that. Moving on.
Moving on.
People are going to be writing me. Are you like nuts? Are you nuts?
I think they will be writing that. They're going to be like, Troy.
What the hell did you say?
You're just. I can't follow you.
I'll be like, yeah, fan mail. Yeah, fan mail. Woohoo. Are you? Hey, it's addressed asshole. So cool, man. Thank you. Shut up, Beavis. All right, okay. So, oh, you know what was funny? We were talking about Beavis and Butthead today. Mm-hmm. I was talking to your brother, and he goes, "Do you remember when they were couch fishing, and they were casting their fishing line down the back of the couch and pulling out like old pizza slices and stuff?" Beavis and Butthead were doing the couch or living room fishing or whatever it was called. I was cracking up laughing just thinking about it. Cavity search. All right.
I remember you saying that to him. I didn't hear the rest of that, but yeah.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Truck Parking Club is a network of instantly reservable daily and monthly truck parking locations throughout the U.S. Truck Parking Club helps connect truckers to truck parking locations throughout the U.S. via truckparkingclub.com. Our networks is made up of property owners that have locations adequate for truck parking to list on the platform. This includes trucking companies, storage companies, CDL schools, trailer leasing companies, real estate investors, truck parking operators, and more. Go to truckparkingclub.com today.
Attention trucking companies and truck drivers. If you need help with cash flow, we've got help on the way. Turn to Tab Bank, the bank that knows trucking. Tab Bank has been in the business of helping truck drivers and trucking companies with their cash flow needs for 25 years. It's just that simple. It's what they do. But they don't stop there. Tab Bank helps grow your business with their invoice, factoring, and banking services. What a plus that is. Before you book your next load, play it safe and contact Tab Bank to get their help with your factoring needs. Tab Bank helps determine the credit worthiness of your customers as well as billing and collection efforts on invoices that you factor with them. Let the experts at Tab Bank get you cash quickly for the loads you deliver. Again, it's what they do. Visit tabbank.com/talkcdl to learn more. That's tabbank.com/talkcdl. Tab Bank member FDIC.
Oh, did you see Davis Express is like going under?
I heard.
They're like 5,000-year-old company, Davis Express. In fact, they had a big thing
50
on
50 years.
50. Okay, it was close. But do you remember a few years ago they were on Dateline as the outlaw company that was like running all kind of crazy miles and stuff like that? This was like a few years ago.
I don't remember that.
I do. I remember it. Yep, they were the outlaw company. But anyways, they just announced it's like April 30th. They're gonna have all the trucks turned in. I guess they're working with the drivers. This is just yet another trucking company falling victim to the crash. You call it what you want, but it's been a freight recession for almost 4 years right now. And, Davis, a big reefer company, 250 trucks, down they go. Boom. Sink another one. You sunk my battleship. I'm telling you, they're down. So, prayers for these companies, these American companies going out of business because of lack of freight. And this is what it is. It's sad to me. I think that it's going to turn around this year. Experts have been saying 2025. And I'm seeing a little bit of turnaround, but the big wave that everybody's waiting for, it isn't there yet. A big wave of freight. Mm-hmm. That's what trucking companies need right now. They need the big orders. I know. I seen like General Motors and Ford, they ramped up their assembly lines and they were really digging in and putting a lot of man hours in. So they're putting cars out. So I'm kind of torn between what's going on, but obviously they know something. They're not going to build cars that they know they can't sell. So who knows where the country's going, and, who knows who the next mid-sized to large company that might be on the brink of taking a big crash landing and going out of business. Who knows? It sucks right now. It does. So hang on, drivers. Hang on, companies. The road's bumpy, but I know that it's going to get smoother, Lord willing. What do you think, Ruthann?
I agree. It's going to get, I think we hit the bottom. I think we're making our way back up as far as a country being able to, do the freight, transporting it. Yes, we've gone through a lot of different changes over the last few years, quite a few speed bumps, but I honestly, I do. I think that that at one point it's all going to start coming and people are going to start noticing it. Yeah, there's little pieces here and there that you're like, oh yeah, I see that's getting a little bit better, or that's getting a little bit better, or little stuff, but people aren't noticing it yet. Like we might have noticed it here and there, but like you said, the big part of it in general, people aren't noticing that things are getting better. I mean, I just got gas for like $2.89 a gallon. I'm pretty happy on that.
Well, usually the lower the gas prices and milk prices and egg prices usually means people are in more trouble than you believe. You know what I mean? Who knows the way it's going to go? It's April 2025. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer. I just want I want the nightmare to be over. I was talking to a truck driver yesterday, and he's saying what a lot of truck drivers, if you drove 10 years ago, if you drove 20 years ago, if you drove 30 years ago, you honestly know and remember how fun trucking was. You know what I mean? It really was. It was more fun. It was less regulated by DOT, with the hours of service and just all the regulations that truckers now have to go through with inspections and everything. Totally different world we're living in. And the air of the CB's on the brink. I hear there's a little bit of a comeback. Hopefully CB's are coming back. But I'm telling you, a lot of guys, and I'm not putting any new guys down, Ruthann, but a lot of like the guys that have gotten their CDL in the last, say, 5 years since COVID, those guys, they really don't know what the really fun trucking was like at one time. They really don't. This thing with the hours of service where you run out of hours and everybody's trying to get parked at the same time, and truck parking has gotten a lot worse and blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, man, it's just, I don't want to be a buzz killer, because I still think trucking can be fun, just out there doing your thing. But at the same time, man, it's a different fun than it used to be. Does that make sense?
I actually understand what you're saying, but I think that I just think that the regulations is probably what really did it, as far as severe regulations on drivers, and no one using the CB anymore. CBs are fun. You can communicate, you can have conversations, and have fun on the CB. You don't have to have it all be nasty. I think that's the downfall.
And I've told people this recently. One of the coolest things about the CB was if I'm running, like, say, west on I-10, and I'm going to be going 1,000 miles, and there's another driver that's heading up my way, and it's at night, you get on the CB and just start BSing. You know what I mean? Just start talking, and if y'all are getting along, miles just go by.
Right.
But there's a big difference if you are legitimately bored while you're driving. The miles take forever, and you're tired, you're yawning. But man, when you got a friend to talk to, big difference. And that CB, it's like a companion. It really is.
Well, it's like, you can conversate and talk to them, so your mind's staying awake, so you're less chances of you falling asleep driving or anything like that. You kind of feel refreshed because you're having a conversation with someone. And then on top of that, depending on who they are, where they work, or what side of the country they live on, you can have a lot more, you don't know what kind of conversation you can have with them. It could just be You know, they could end up being someone that's really interested in a certain hobby that you end up being interested in. You could just talk about it. You know, it's a lot of stuff that can happen.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
What do you got today for us? You got anything?
Oh, I evidently had it all in the very beginning there when I was talking about my farts.
Oh boy, here we go again. You got the word of the day?
I do.
Let's hear the word of the day.
Okay, so
You said to me earlier, wait till you hear this word.
well, it was. I'm not gonna lie. I feel ripped off and gypped by my English teacher when I heard this word, and Becca looks at me because I played it, and she goes, "What's that?" And she had heard it, and she repeated it, and she spelt it. And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's not this word." And she goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah." I said, "You know, the English language has usually a word that could be sound the same but have like 3 different spellings, like 222, right? Well, this particular word, when you hear it, you think of 2 specific words. I'm throwing in a 3rd that goes with it.
Okay, you ready?
Read.
Did that
Okay,
say?
that's a 4th.
Did that say read?
Read. Yep.
Go do it again.
Read.
Spell.
REDE.
Ready? Ready?
No, it says read. She just heard her say it. It didn't go double.
She's a computer.
Yeah, well, that's what Becca called her.
Okay, so Word Genius, which gives us these words every week, is it in American English? What is it?
Old English, 13th century.
Okay, what does the word read mean here?
Advise someone. Interpret a riddle or a dream.
Go ahead, give it to me in a sentence.
I try to write down my dreams as soon as I wake up so that I can read them later. The commencement speaker closed his speech with the final piece of advice. I read you to use your knowledge to always inspire others.
Oh, I read you. I get that.
How many times have you ever heard someone say, I read you?
I mean, honestly, I think that's an older term we used to use. Yeah, he really knows how to read me. Yeah, like it's like me saying, I get you. Right?
Interpreting or advising, I can understand that, but I have not heard it ever used like that. And if I did, it was very, 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 very long time ago that it's just not in my memory banks right now.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that word. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, well, I think we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord.